Hello and welcome to Top Sim. I am William Lebowski, and today we are racing a Formula V Finn version at Donington. But this video is not so much about the race, but it is a good time. I highly recommend the Formula V. Although that being said, it's not something that I think you should jump in and take super seriously. But I think it's a super fun car, and it's some incredible racing. Of course, everybody knows the Formula V is famous, so there's nothing that I could say that you don't already know, I imagine. But a lot of fun, really, fun, quirky behavior. I recommend you get behind one and, throttle your way through a course. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Don't take it too seriously because you could end up really frustrated like me on the first day of filming. But the thing that I kind of want to talk about, which does kind of dovetail into taking it seriously, so to say, and how much you're allowing yourself to get upset. I've been thinking about sim racing in that context now for the last, a few days at least, couple weeks maybe, and about who am I in the sim racing community, who am I in the sim racing world, a bit of a sim racing identity crisis. And from what I can tell, there are three different levels of sim racing, or the three different levels that I can think of. And the first one is the hobbyist, that everybody is a part of. Everybody is the sim racing hobbyist. Everybody's doing it for some sort of fun, whether it be even the competition of fun, so to say. If you find the deep-rooted challenge of pitting yourself against another equally skilled driver with an equally fast car, if that's your thing that you find fun, even from that level, it's still a hobbyist pursuit. If you're doing it for entertainment purposes, and so I think everybody falls into that category. And then I think about the other side; it could be the content creator edition as well, and that is someone making videos, doing car and track combinations that are entertaining and fun for more than just the person behind the wheel. And so I definitely there some of that is going on. Of course, I run a sim racing YouTube channel where I do stuff like that. So of course, check that box as well. And then I figured like the third stage of that is being a sim racing driver. And now I stumbled a bit because it's tempting to be like being a racing driver, but I guess if we're getting technical here, I'm specifically talking about the sim racing, the e-sport, not the real deal motorsports. It's a whole different can of wax. But so there is the sim racing driver, and I think for a while I thought I was at that point, and I kind of thought it was just anybody that competes in races is a driver, a sim racing driver. And I'm coming to grips with the fact that is not the case, and I'm coming to grips with the fact that I'm not a sim racing driver, in that I do not have the speed to keep up with the fast boys, or even just the regular competitive field. And then beyond that, I don't have the consistency to really make up for my lack of speed in a major way. So combining all these factors together, that doesn't make a very good driver, does it? Someone who isn't very fast, and when they try to go fast can't hold it. So it's not something that yields a lot of success, and quite frankly, it yields a lot of frustration when it comes to competing. And so I'm realizing that is probably a classification that is not who I am. And I think, I got to remember when it comes to these different levels, this is this separation of this level is not only the difference between entertainment and personal fun or hobby or entertainment. It goes beyond that, and it goes to actually being faster than other people, and it goes beyond just knowing the car, about knowing how to make setup tweaks, and knowing which setup tweaks to make, and knowing if it worked, and and all sorts of things, and even knowing when to apply what. It's a very detailed, very skilled pursuit to be able to set up a car, particularly a competitive car, at the cutting edge of whatever game you're playing, particularly R Factor 2, where I've spent a lot of time competing. I've really focused all my competition efforts in that sim. And the way, whether or not you like it or not, R Factor 2 has a bit of a meta when it comes to setups, and you could easily, air quotes, break the car in order to have a fast setup. And not everybody wants to share that information at the top level of racing, because then, why would you give your advantage away to anybody else? But when it comes to rFactor 2 setups, there's really more of a meta than there is in other sims about getting a car that suits your driving style. Like ACC is a sim that responds very well to setup changes and to driving style setup changes specifically. So all of these factors combine to be very frustrating for someone like me, who, when it comes to actually competing, actually trying to be faster than, more people than the AI, I have come up short, right? In that, it's a frustrating pursuit to now take the step back and realize I'm not making the kind of progress that I thought I would make in the amount of time. So I think maybe I've had like my first plateau in terms of a skill, and in terms of particularly bodybuilding. People talk about the fitness plateau a lot, where the novice gets into it. They get into it deeply and seriously. They work out pretty regularly and hard. And then from that point forward, they hit a bit of a plateau where they can't do more than they are currently doing. And so I think I might be in my first sim racing plateau. And so, yeah, I think I just have to, if I want to be a sim racing driver, so to say, I have to, take a step back and build skills and dial in and focus on one thing. But I don't think that is where I'm at in my sim racing journey. I think I'm more at the point in my skill set where I need to, or skill set. I'm a bit at the part of the journey where I need to build my skill set. I need to build out my experience on different cars, different tracks, whole different types of racing, and really have more of a firmer understanding of basics and how one car translates to another, so that I could get a better clue about how to maybe set up a car. But anyway, that is what I got today. A bit of a weird ramble. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Get it?